off, we'll do a little recap from what we did yesterday if we start this way. You want to move to the blind side, where you can use two arms at the same time. Why the blind side? Because you've got more protection over here, because his rear leg, his rear hand, everything is facing this way. And you want to take control of his leading elbow so that you can break his structure, break his balance. So this is only temporary because of course he's going to try and get out of this and do something. So then you might have to feed across and get the other elbow, or you might be holding onto this and he runs, and as he runs away then you can stay with him. He can't kick because if he tries to kick you can feel him kick because of this. And you use your eyes to look at the other areas. So you're looking for, first of all, to his elbow, to find the elbow. Then you're looking for the open target. Then you're watching his other hand in case he feeds the other hand in. So then his arms crossed, and then you can trap him up from here. So this is in traditional Wing Chun, this is the winning position. This is the position that you want to get to. Now, if you're starting at this distance, which is pre-contact distance, you require good mobility, good footwork to be able to get to that position. So there's two situations, either I'm going to him or he's coming towards me. So if he steps in with a straight punch towards me, then you take a little side step. So you move towards the blind side, move away from this arm, move away from this leg, and then you expose the target, and then the same situation that we just discussed applies. Or I'm going towards him, whereas if he's got his guard up, I can simply, if I can attack quick enough, I can actually get hold of the elbow and just move up to him to get it. I can use a kick to go in which case if he blocks the kick, then his arm goes down so you can pick up the elbow to go in. I can use an entry technique, so I can reach. The entry technique is a shield, so that if he happens to kick on the way in, I don't have to divert this area down to defend the kick. So if he kicks as I come in, I can cover and then I can step off to the side and get to that position. Or I can use a straight punch, and if he does a pack, so if he blocks my arm here, deflects my force, then I can come around, release the force. Force has only got one direction, so if he pushes, his force is going this way. So as it goes across, I can bring my arm back around, and then I can get onto the elbow from here. And then the same thing, you watch for arms crossed so you can pin up his arms. And once you've pinned up his arms, then you can go for another balance attack. You can push his head back, and then you expose the throat so you can continue the attack. This arrangement where our lead legs are in line with each other, this is called parallel leg. And from parallel leg, you want to step to the outside. If I step with my foot on the inside, he now has the advantage of the blind side. So my attacking weapons are all over this direction, and he now, if I block, he can pin me, and then I'm in a lot of trouble. So, but we'll show you the counter. If he is on your blind side, we'll show you how to get out of it. If I step in cross leg, which means our lead legs are across from each other, then we step on the inside. We step in here. We don't want to step here because then for obvious reasons we're not in, same thing, you get your back exposed and you're both sort of having to turn to one another. So cross leg, you step in the center, then you can adjust to the blind side. We'll just recap on a little bit of what we did yesterday. So just to get us going, we go from here and we'll step up to covering the elbow, punch to the face, lap sow, punch to the face. So when you're stepping, you step on the ball of the foot, and if you move 4 inches forward with the front foot, you move 4 inches with the rear foot. So you stay within stance as you're stepping. You make contact on the elbow, or just a little bit in front of the elbow, and this gives you your distance for striking. If you make contact at the wrist and you're within stance, it means you have to reach, which means you put your weight on your front foot, so you lose your mobility. So you want to line up, use this as a launching pad for the punch and for the other punch. And also take into account that in real situation, you're punching through his head, about the depth of your fist through his head. But in practice, you're punching in front of his face. So there's about 4 or 5 inches difference between your lockout when you actually apply and when you're practicing. But it's the same, you just compensate for the distance. But if you want mobility to chase the elbow and to chase the blind side, then you want the ball of the foot to be able to move it. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
If you punch me, that's when we're thinking of doing it on his intent.
Yeah.
Or we just taking his...
If he's going to punch towards you, then if you can sidestep, so you can be in a side neutral stance. If he's just in a guard like that, and you're watching the elbow, you can step up. You cover this straight path as you go in. So obviously, if it's towards you, it's dangerous. So you cover this as you go in to deflect his force over there, and you're stepping over here, and then from there you have control. So you can grab this one and do a lap sow, pin his weight from there.
So it's good for either taking his force or taking the initiative.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So you could also, I mean, we'll do some later where we go in with a bong sow, so pin his arms with a bong sow and then do the same thing. You can use a pack sow, you can use a bong sow. But yeah, so as long as you get on that point, then you're in a good position over here, and then you can see if he will do a block for the rear arm, and then you have arms crossed here, so you pin his arms up. When you get to this position, he's going to block with his rear hand, and then if you look at that situation, you can see that the arms are crossed here. So when you see the arms are crossed, you can use a lap sow and you can pin the arm, and everybody's knee joint, of course, works in one way and doesn't work in the other way. So you pull this arm that way, you step with it, and then you attack his balance, you attack his structure, and then you hit from there. And you can do that with a lap sow, and you can do it with a pack sow. To do it with a pack sow, you just pull this arm back, and then go to the other side, and then bring it across with a pack sow. So you go 1, 2, or you go here. Let's do it the other side. And then, you can use an elbow, you can use another elbow, you can use a sweep. Step up, pack sow, punch, and he blocks, lap sow. That's it, punch. Then, yeah, that's it. You can do a lap sow, yeah, with this one. Grab his wrist, pull him over that way. That's it, yeah.
One more, and swap back.
Pack sow, punch, yeah. And with your step. So, pack sow, punch, he blocks, and then you do the lap sow, and then you step over this way. Yeah.
Makes a difference, just that step.
Yeah, because you've got your whole body then behind that movement going that way, rather than just relying on your arm to pull his arm down. Yeah. One of the key principles of Wing Chun is avoiding fighting force with force. So that's what you're doing in this situation. He's coming in, he goes to lap sow, you change the angle, all his force is over that way. So you step off the line of force, and then his center is exposed, his elbow is exposed, his openings are exposed, so then you can counter-attack back. Okay, so try to do this side. So you turn that way, you see his elbow here? And you can do a pack sow, you can pack sow on that elbow, and then a lap sow. Or from the bill sow, you can come straight down and do a lap sow. And again, you're attacking his structure, which is affecting his balance, which is exposing the open targets. For now, pack sow punch, lap sow punch, but then you can use elbow, you can use all sorts of other things. Okay, try that.
We've lost it in the middle.
That's all right. So you do the pack sow, that's it, and then I block, and you do the lap sow, that's it. So at this point here, when he goes to do the lap sow, you already got to be moving, yeah. And then you do your bill sow, you push it out towards the elbow here, and then you're more or less on the elbow. So then you can come down on the elbow, do the lap sow punch, pack sow punch. So you do the block, punch, lap sow. So you turn straight away. As soon as that's going, you change the angle, deflect his force, and then you can go in.
So you're literally going for his elbow first from this side. Just so as I get the
He's going for your elbow. You're punching. He's going for your. Yeah. He's going for your elbow. That's it. And then when he goes, that's it. Then you turn. So you do the pak sao and the punch, and then the lap sao. So instead of doing the bill sao, you can also do a tan sao. And from the tan, you can do a pak. So he does the move, block, you do a tan, and then you can also do a lap sao. So you can interchange. You can use the bill sao, or you can use the tan sao. So throw those two in, throw that other one in there as well. See how you get on. Yeah. Attack that elbow if you can, so that when is it this side? Do a pak sao. That's it. Then you do a lap sao. So once you've done this move, you do have those openings, but you're not controlling his balance because you have that deflection. So the main reason for having that deflection there is it gives you that moment where you can break his structure. Yeah.
Working on the tree.
Yeah, because there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with a tan sao where you're coming around here. But the purpose to come around here, because he's still free. He has his balance. He's got his coordination, so he can throw something. He could spin round, spinning back fist or whatever you have to defend. But the moment you do this to him, he's got a lot of problems. He can get out of this, but he has to recover his balance first. Once he recovers his balance, then he can move again, and then you have to deal with it again. So whenever you get that chance to trap that elbow or pin that elbow, get that balance. Yeah.
Just taking the structure.
Yeah, that's right. Attack his structure. Yeah. So it's an offensive block. Offensive block because you're attacking his balance, and then you're hitting him at the same time. So you're using the two together. Yeah.
Just stopping, keeping slowing him up, just stopping him there.
Yes. Because you might have to chase him if you've got to the out. If you do the pack and then you do that and then you do this and then he runs or he steps back or whatever, you don't have any control. Then you have to deal with something else. But if you grab that elbow, you've got hold of him for a moment and you can, in a couple of seconds, a lot of damage you can inflict. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cool. What's happening? So if you do the move, if you can slow him down actually, because if you use your fingers here, you can sort of stop him from getting this. So you can actually control the timing a little bit, and then you can push that one out and then go in for that. Or if you detect it early, so you know he's going for the lap sao, you just turn and then you can go in for it. Or he pins you. He actually gets the pin, and then you want to step back, pull your arm out, and then you can go back in again. So you recover, step out of that angle, pull that arm out just enough to get out of that pin, and then you can go back in again. So you've got three things you can do there. You can slow him up to make the timing. You can predict what he's going to do because you felt what he's going to do and so that's the easiest one because you go, oh, I know what's going on here. Or he actually gets the pin and then you step back to use your body to help you get out of the pin and then go back in again. Yeah. So if I do a punch and you do a pak sao punch, so from this position here where we were doing the pak and then getting out of the pin, if we deflect this force that way and we do a Hyun sao, Lao sao from the Silam Tao form with the right arm. And then we move to the outside. So he's moved in, he's got the advantage, he's moved parallel, he's on my blind side, he can do the lap sao, he can get the trap and the pin, he forces me to do the counter we just did. But before that, if you deflect this force here, so this is going away from you, this is the threat. You always deal with the threat first. You deflect that threat. Then this is the control he's got on the elbow. So you pull this arm away, just as you did when you do these ones. But this is with two arms. You pull this one away, you get on his elbow here, and then now he has to worry about the trap and the pin and getting out of the trouble. So 1, 2. Or if I stand here as you move in, you cover. Or you do that one. You can, if it's comfortable enough to move to a front stance, you can move to a front stance. You can Hyun Gurk and you can step over here. But if he's coming in deep, so he's quite a deep pack and punch, you can sidestep back to a side neutral so that you can deflect him that way. So you feel how much force, how much direction, how much the force is as he's coming in, and then you make your determination as to how much you do it. You either circle, Hyun Gurk, you either circle your foot, or you circle and come back to a side neutral and deal with him with that. So put those two in the mix, yeah. That's right. So you step in and do a pak sao and a punch. And before we would defend it by just doing this one. Yeah. This time, instead of doing a pak sao, we do a bil sao on the inside of the arm. So we push, instead of pushing him this way, we push him the other side. And then we bring this one around with the step. So now we're deflecting his force out that way. Yeah, going to the other side, exactly, yeah. So you step in and do that's it. And then sometimes you have to sidestep into a side neutral stance if there's a lot of energy coming into you because you can't quite get around him. Yeah. Or he's not so deep, in which case you can just step around him and just continue chasing him from that side. You pak sao punch Nigel. So you get on the outside. No, he's getting on the outside of your arm. That's it. And then that's it. You're going there, and then you bring this one around and step out. That's it. You got it. That's it.
Yeah. Oh, I punch first.
Yeah. Cover that. Punch. That's it. That's it. So the slowest part of the combination is always the footwork. So if you get that footwork moving as soon as you can, then it helps the arms, so that you're not just having to do it with the arms, and then you feel the force, and then you have to struggle with the force. If you get the feet moving as soon as you can, then you'll find that helps a lot. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. That's it. Yeah.
I'll come back.
Yeah. So this one is circling, and then you're over here. So basically, once you got rid of this one, this is just like the single, coming around here. And that's why sometimes you might need to go back to side neutral, because if you try to do this and he's sticking to your arm, you're too close to you can end up too close. Whereas if you come back this way, you can still do that movement. Yeah.
Because you're not so close, I guess you don't have to do the Hyun Gurk.
That's right. So you don't have to circle this way. You can just circle back to a side neutral, and then you're not under so much pressure. Yeah. And if he still stayed stuck with you, you could do a bong sound. So you've got another way out of it if you have to. Yeah. That's better. Yeah. But instead of the roll punch, no, the move was fine. Yeah. Instead of the roll punch, here, once you got here, stay on his, punch with one arm, control with one arm, punch with one arm, control with one arm. Because
the control basically.
Yeah, because he can then find his balance, and then he's doing it. So once you've got onto that side, keep that going, so that you can keep his attacking his structure.
Yeah. It's a bit too tight.
And also, when you take little steps, and sorry, I need to go there. So you take a small step, you can take another small step, you can take another small step. So
you keep taking bites out of it.
Yeah. So that you can use your body to continually attack his balance as you move around. Whereas if you take one step and then you're kind of static again, so you get flat-footed, which is one of the reasons for the ball of the foot, so that you can keep your making your adjustments.
So you're just kind of recovering your balance. Little steps to recover and keep yourself in balance.
That's it. Yeah, little step, attack his balance, and then attack his balance again, and then you're still maintaining your balance but shifting, and then you're using your body to attack his structure rather than just your arm to attack his structure. All of that ball of the foot is so that you don't become flat-footed, and you don't want to be flat-footed because you want to be able to use your body weight to continue to affect what he's doing from that angle where he's compromised. If I'm going in to do what we were doing before, if I'm going in to do a pak sao and a punch here, if he swings before I get in, so before I can reach in to think he swings, then you go for that elbow here, and then you attack his balance here, and go for the openings, and then you can go for the throat. You can use a hook. You can use the thumb. To use the thumb, you have to put this joint, rest it on the joint of the finger so that it's stable. If you just do it like that, you're going to hurt your thumb. But if you do it like this, supported, then you're okay. And then you go down into the throat there. Obviously, it's very dangerous. So you just do that gently. So you reach in, he swings, you watch the elbow, and then you go for the opening, and then you square up, go for this, pull the head back, and then you can go for the thumb to the throat. Or you can come around here, which is what we did yesterday, wasn't it? So, sorry, here we go in. And then he swings, and then you can push it around. If you're going to take it around, you want to keep your elbow in, so you cover the wrist to take it around. So from here, because if you try to cover the elbow, the elbow starts to come out, which is vulnerable for him to attack. It's also, you're open here. So to maintain your defense, you want to take it at the wrist, push it across, and then his elbow is exposed, and then everything we've been doing arms crossed on this side is available to you. So I go in to attack the elbow. He swings. You're watching the elbow. You go to attack the elbow, attack his balance, and then you can do this one. Or you go here and he swings, and you can turn square up and then go for the digital thumb to the throat. Okay? Let's try that. So same arm, you double up. Right. So you. That's it. Yeah. So in actual fact, you're not. Sorry, you don't. You're standing there on guard. He's attacking your elbow, but as you're coming in, you go to hook. That's it. So you watch his elbow. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Then the arm up, and then on the other side.
That's right. You've got the two options. Either you stay on the inside,
yeah,
and you do a paksao, and then go for the throat.
Yeah.
Or you go to the outside. You go back to with a gangsao. You go back to the blind side.
Okay. Yeah. Punch. That was the outside one.
That's it. Yeah. Check the elbow. That's it. Yeah. That's it. So whichever one you end up doing. So I cover this one, and he hooks. So with the same arm, pull it out. That's it. So push your arm out this way. So you face the point of contact here, and then you bring this one down. So you attack his balance. This stops him from using this one whilst he's off balance. And then from here, this is where you have choices. You either move it around to stay on the outside, or you adjust this rear foot round here, keeping away from this arm here, and then you can pull his head back just gently, and then go for the throat. Yeah.
Watching the way your centre of balance changes. Moving round. Just by doing your face.
Yeah. So from here, just to here, you just bring that rear foot around, and then going in with that. Yeah.
Okay.
So after that lapsao, after you've done that lapsao here, then you can switch to this hand. If he throws this arm, if he still threw that arm, you could just deflect. Yeah. But if he doesn't throw that arm because you got him pinned, you can hit, and then from the hit you take the head to do that. So you need that paksao. Once you've done the lapsao, paksao, and then into that one. But he's stepping in on you. What you want to do is you want to be attacking him. So you're going in to do this one, actually. This is what you're trying to do, so you can go for this. But before you reach in there, he swings.
Yeah.
So then you have to deal with that one.
Yeah.
And then you take it back onto that side. So really, this is what you want. But he catches you before you can do that. So then you have to respond to that move. Or the other one, which is he does this one, and you attack his balance, keep him moving over this way, then you can square up, and then you can go for this one from this side. Then you can sweep, then you can elbow, then you can do all sorts of things. So take him on the wrist. Take him on the wrist. So you reach in here, he swings, sorry, you block on the elbow, but then with this one, you take him on the wrist.
I go further up the elbow.
Yeah, you're going further up the elbow, which means you end up having to do this a little bit, so the shoulder. So you cover here, push this one around, so you get that effect. Yeah.
Right, cool.
Yeah, much better. That's better. Yeah. You could do an arm break here as well. You could break the arm here and then keep him across. So you've got, or just keep him moving over that way, and then you can, So keep it underneath. So from here, don't go back on top. Go here and bring it up here.
Oh, right, okay.
So it's there for that move, or for the arm break, you just bring it further up here.
Okay, right.
Yeah, that's it. And then he can't attack, he can't counter because everything's going this way. Yeah, so I go in here, he swings, strike here, push it over that way. So from here to the wrist, push it over that way, so your elbow is behind you all the time, your defense is behind you. Then you check the elbow here, then you can go for this strike, and then for this strike, and then you can still go for this one, but you just do it on that side. So the thumb, which you can do on both sides, so when you come hook, so when you come around here, punch, laps out, punch, you can also do that here. Yeah, so you can do it from being on the inside of the arm, step to the parallel side, you're on the inside of the arm, you adjust around here, and you go for it on the inside, or you go here, you push this around, packs out, punch, then you go laps out, punch, and then from this punch, because you're hanging on to him here, you can then turn that into taking the forehead back, and then.
Sifu, sorry, Andy, is this in here?
Yeah, that's right, down into there.
So a little like bit where they make surgical
yeah,
implants.
horrible. Yeah. I mean, if you miss anywhere here, it's cartilage. Yeah, it's going to cause damage. Yeah.
Coming down this route,
Yes.
it's encouraging him to hit me with that hand. He's naturally going to turn his body that way, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's going to come on.
Well,
You're going to turn him. Exactly, yeah.
when you're in here, you have to take his balance.
Yeah.
When you take his balance, he can't use that. But if you just block, if you're just here, then he can feed this one. Then he can feed this one in. But even when he feeds this one in, if you're here, you can. His whole centre, his whole target is open up to you. Yeah. Then you might have to bring it across and do something from there. Yeah. But if you attack the balance, he can't use that other arm.
Yeah, I think that.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I had to.
Do that gangster on the wrist. You get on the wrist here. Then you go here. Push it here.
Push it there.
Yeah. Because this you can do a lot with. Whereas the further up the arm, it becomes a bit difficult to do it. But you do it there, it's a lot easier to do it. So that would be very quick. If you blocked into here and you couldn't get the laps out because you just happened to be here, then this one has to come around very quickly to move it out of the way. So if you block at the elbow, it's going to slow you down to move to the outside.
But you need to be on the wrist.
So you want to be able to get that to happen very quickly. I mean, that's when you could use an arm lock or an arm break just to keep him away.
Yeah. So would you be able to do the double? Would you do the double laps out from here as well? Or that's not going to work because you.
Yeah. If you, I mean, it's going into different things here, but if you did a double laps out, you, instead of the bill and going in here, you reach in. He hooks. You cover this, and then you do a double laps out. Yeah. You could use the knee. You could use the elbow, other elbow. Yeah, do a few of those, and then do a half thing because your next tomorrow will be, you wake up tomorrow and you'll be going, oh my God, you know. Yeah, that's right. We've all done it where you've been in the car and you have to look this way with your whole body. Yeah, that's right.
So, here, we're coming over the top and then doing it. We try not to push wrong.
That's it.
I was going underneath. That's why it won't roll.
Nothing wrong with it. You can go. You could go underneath if you hook with that one. Yeah, you could go underneath here, and then bring this one across. You do a double lapse out. Yeah. But for this one, if you block here, then you can push this one. And then it takes you to the outside. Yeah. And you go in for this one here. Now, when you go to attack on the blind side and you're deflecting his force over that way, he can do a spinning back fist. So as he does a spinning back fist, you bring him back here, and then you strike for the back of the head. There's a couple of points here. There's a point in the back there, and very dangerous. So obviously go with care because you don't want to, knock him out from there quite easily. So as he turns, you turn with him, and then pull his elbow, put his elbow between, as if you're going between his legs at the back there. That's when you compromise his balance. So you bring his centre of gravity outside of his body, and you pin his weight, and then you can attack the back of the head. You can knee from here. You could go in and put a choke on from there. You can do a number of things from there. Yeah. Wusao, you put that wusao up as a deflection. Yeah. So and then from that wusao, you can then do a lapse out, pull his arm down. So wusao for the initial force, and then you grab the elbow. Yeah. This bony part of the palm here, into the sort of brain stem, or just where the skull meets the top of the spine there. So you hit there. You can feel it on your own head if you just tap it. How vulnerable that is. So you hit with that one, and then you can hit with this one here. Same part, this bone here, into there, and then he's gonna spin and probably drop. Yeah, so if you punch with that one, and then he spins around, so you...
You're just moving in your guard, aren't you?
Yeah. So...
We're all running to 10
Yeah.
As long as I'm going.
So you throw the punch, same arm, so it's like a pax-out to a wusao. So punch comes in, pax-out, wusao.
Okay.
So you don't have to move very much at all.
I'm working hard, and all you're doing is lead handing.
Yeah, just do that. Yeah. So it's all in the footwork. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. And then you attack his balance. Yeah. If you throw a straight punch, so we do a pax-out chun-sao to deflect the force over that way, and then we do a lapse-out and a punch, and then we're going to move from cross-leg position round the back, pax-out, and then again strike this to the back of the head there where we were striking before with a man-sao to the back of the head. So pax-out chun-sao, lapse-out punch, pax-out on the elbow, and then step out and then hit to the back of the head. It doesn't have to be all the way around the back. The side of the head is fine. If you reach the back, is good as well, whichever one. So pax-out chun-sao, lapse-out punch, and then step around to the back. Pax-out chun-sao, lapse-out, and then over here. So pax-out chun-sao, lapse-out punch, pax-out, and over there. So you throw the punch, pax-out chun-sao, lapse-out, punch. So you pull him over that way, then you step out over here. So you deflect him over that way, attack his structure, attack his balance, pax-out, and then just pax-out, man-sao. Do it slow. Pax-out, chun-sao, lapse-out, attack his balance. That's it. You know, at the elbow, that's fine, at the elbow. And then now packs out, man sao, step out, packs out, man sao. That's it. Yeah.
What am I doing wrong in Sifu?
So, if you do the straight punch, pak sao, chun sao, lap sao, so you attack his balance, punch to the face, and once you've done that punch to the face, exchange your hand, pak sao here, and then go for the back of the head. So punch comes in, pak sao, chun sao, lap sao, punch, pak sao, and then hit to here.
So you're covering, pulling, blocking, punching.
That's it, yeah. So you feed this one. So you intercept at the wrist, feed towards the elbow, so you deflect his force. Then you come down on the elbow to attack his structure, and then you punch. And then you exchange for that, and then you go for the back of the head for a more, more dangerous shot. Yeah. Yeah.
So deflect.
So go shoot underneath with that one. Yeah, yeah. That's it. Yeah. That one instead of the other punch, the man sao. Yeah.
So it's deflect, come underneath.
Laps out. That's it. Punch, and then that. Yeah, that's it. You got it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. We started it cross leg. So we go here, and then punch, and then step through, step past. But you can do it parallel leg as we've been doing the rest of the stuff. Pak sao, chun sao, lap sao, punch, and then just move around. Then you can take him off balance from there. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. If we're at a pre-contact distance and if you throw a leading straight punch. So if you do a front kick when he's coming in, so you stop him from charging in. Put this foot down and then do the pak sao, chun sao that you've just done to feed to the outside of the arm, to move to the blind side. Attack his balance and then strike to the face. Bridge of the nose is a good place to aim for because if his eyes tear up then he can't see what's going on. Then take his head back and then with your palm, the knuckle of the palm here, if you then hit to the throat, so you go for the throat again. So punch comes in, pak sao, chun sao, strike to the bridge of the nose, push the head back, pak sao, and then strike here. You can, as you're doing this one, you can, same thing with his arm, open him out. So pak sao, chun sao, strike, push the head back, and then open him out for that strike. Let's do it the other side. So punch comes in, pak sao front kick, pak sao, chun sao, lap sao, strike to the bridge of the nose, push the head back, exchange to the pak sao here, attack his balance, or keep his balance under attack, and then hit to the throat again. So pak sao, chun sao, strike, and then strike. So you want to use this arm as a pak sao front kick, and then pak sao to the wrist, chun sao to the elbow, and then that allows you to be able to step up. Yeah. So maybe we should have done it's complex. So maybe we should have done it in the air. So you do a pak sao and a kick, put the foot down, pak sao, chun sao, step through, man sao, and then the last bit is easy, or should be easier. He says. Yeah. Thanks very much. He said. Yeah.
Okay.
Try that. So on the inside, yeah, pak sao on the inside, kick, yeah, that's it. Now pak sao, chun sao, so from here, right? Now feed this one on the outside, pak sao, chun sao, that's it. That's it. Man sao, and then side palm. That's it. That's it. So as the punch comes in, kick, and then you can step back.
It's obviously long arms, see?
Yeah.
Changes things.
Yeah, that's right. So wherever you position the foot, wherever you need to make the distance. So if you do that kick here, because he's got the long arms, then I put the foot here and then go in that way.
Yeah.
If he was shorter, I can just put the foot down here behind. But because I've got to make up this distance to get around, you have to place it wherever you place the foot in relation to the arm, really, which you can tell from the contact. Yeah. When the punch comes in. kick, and then put this one down, and then, oh sorry, I've gone the other way. Let's go underneath, yeah. Yeah, so kick, and then exchange leg.
So you got the two-step.
Yeah, exactly, T-step with this one, so that you can then move this one forward.
Right.
Yeah, then you can go for that. Yeah. We'll revive one that we did yesterday, which was the lap sow. So if you bring, yeah, that's all right. So you bring your bong sow over a little bit, and then same thing, we're watching for the elbow. So basically, this whole area here, you want to use your eyes to look for weaknesses, for problems. And the same thing that we were doing before, you're looking for the elbow, you're looking for the openings, you're looking for arms crossed. And you bring this bong sow over a little bit, and you can see his elbow is exposed there. Now, if you're quick, you can take this elbow and step over that way, and you can cross his arms, and you can trap him from there, pin his arm up from there. But to do that, you have to bring your arm open, so you're actually exposing an opening, so he could strike through when you're doing that. So that relies on speed. If that's not an option, then you take this elbow and you step away from here, because if he chases you, his arms are crossed, so you're safer from this side. You can pin him up from here. So you bring the bong sow over a little bit, you see that elbow, you step away, and then you go for here. Or, if you can trap quickly, you can step over this way. All right, let's try that. So when you do the bong sow, rotate your arm. Okay, when you do the bong sow, you bring it over a little bit more. That's it. You see the elbow, and then you step over. That's it. That's it.
Let's get that bit first.
The other one, if you're faster, you take this one and you step this way. So then you attack his balance from
Is that bit from earlier?
from there. But the trouble with that one is if you do this, if he strikes with this one first, then you've got an opening there. So then you'd have to do something else to get out of it. But if you so the safer one is you step this way. So if he chases you with this, his arms crossed, he can't chase you. So but it's just the same as all the other techniques. You change the angle, you move to the blind side, you keep one arm away from you.
So that's that one.
Yeah.
And what was the other one, Sifu?
So the first one was, you do the same thing, you bring it over a little bit, and then you head in that direction. So you head to the blind side on this side. So you fight on the blind side on this side, or you step away and you head to the blind side on that side. And this one is safer because, as I say, if he follows you, his arms are crossed.
So same hand movement, but one way we're going one way, the other one we're going in the other direction.
That's right, that way or that way. Yeah. That's all right, no, you're welcome. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Any weakness that you show. The one where you have to trap quickly, if you go over here, and then you can keep him off balance, so you get the feel of taking him off balance. Don't have to do it all the time, but just so that you get the feel of it. That's what you're trying to achieve. If you get over here quickly, then he has all these problems with his structure. If you do the other one where you bring it over a little bit and you move here, if you try and strike, that's it. So he'll try and strike you as well, just so you get the feel of shutting this one down from here at this angle. But it's always the same. You take a little side step, you change that angle, and then you create those weaknesses. Yeah? Try that. Yeah. And step that way. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
It really does trap.
Yeah. So that's the one that you've got to be quick for, because you leave an opening. Exactly. Yeah. So it's a great move, because if you suddenly employ it, straight away you've got his balance, and he's in a lot of trouble. if you go for the lap sao, so if Pete does the lap sao from the fook sao, that's it. So you see his arms crossed. So when you see his arms crossed, you pin the arms together. So straight away you can shut him down as he goes for that lap sao. You can pin back. That's if you have your fook sao like this, you have a jut sao. If you have your fook sao like that. If you have your fook sao, sometimes you see different things going on like this. The trouble when you see a fook sao like this is it no longer has a jut sao because you already used the jut sao. So to bring it down, you have to use your arm and your shoulder. But if he does the lap sao and you have this fook sao, you can go to a jut sao there and pin up the arms. You can do it as an attack without the lap sao. You could just bring if you don't do anything. If you bring the fook sao over a little bit, you can push this one down on top of this one and use it as an attack. So you don't have to use it just as a defense, you can use it as an attack. But he might realize you're doing that. And then you might encourage him to do the lap sao before you get a chance to do it. So whenever you create an imbalance, he has an opportunity, you have an opportunity. So you're trying to do it without him noticing it. You're trying to move it across so that suddenly he's thinking about something else, he's looking at something else, and then you can catch him on it. But if he does the lap sao, you can do that pin. Or if he gets to this point we did earlier, we did the bill sao, you step that way, you do the bill sao, and then you come back on the elbow. So you deflect that force. So he does the lap sao to the elbow, you push this one out, you could push it towards his eyes so that you distract him with the potential lack of vision. But you're watching his elbow's exposed, so you come down on that elbow, so you have the elbow. Or you could tan pack, do the same thing. So the same thing we did at the beginning of the class, it was interchangeable. You could use the tan or you could use the bill. You could use either one of those. So you extend your arm, you deflect his force over there, so you don't fight force with force. You change the angle, which means you fighting on the blind side. You expose the elbow, you create arms crossed, and you create openings. And because you're on this angle, the blind side, you're very, very safe. Whereas if you're in the middle, and we were fighting in the middle here, and he's fighting in the middle back, you're under a lot of pressure. So if he goes for that lap sao, he goes to change the angle, and then you change the angle back, you're trying to move into a position where you don't have to deal with the rear arm and rear leg. So you're getting the idea that the techniques that we were using earlier, you're moving to the blind side. Now with the reflexes, the contact reflexes, you're developing your sensitivity to the direction of his force, the magnitude of his force, so that you deflect that force. Once that force is deflected, you have that moment where you can get on the elbow or get the arms crossed, and then you can attack his balance, attack his structure, and then that gives you the opening so that you can then put the pressure back on and cause some damage and so on. So it's all interrelated. You have the chi sao supports what you do in the real situation, just builds up your eyes watching those things, and then your contact reflexes to read the sensitivity, to read the energy, and then you can apply the strategy. It happens too fast. If you were to try to do it just with your eyes and with your conscious mind to try and see everything and then try and react, it's 0.2 of a second for your eyes to see something and then react to it. So you have that processing time. So it's in this kind of distance, the eye is too slow to see and pick it up. So you require the contact reflexes to give you the time. But contact reflex is 0.05 of a second. Punch 0.11 of a second. So 0.05, you have enough time to read the direction of his energy and then respond to it. And then your conscious mind, once your reflexes become tuned, your conscious mind can then is free to look at those places. So you're still processing but your reflexes are dealing with a lot of things that are going on. And that's it. So we'll just run through that technique a couple of times just to remind you. So, yeah, do that side, yeah. So the first one, you shut him down with arms crossed. And then the next one, you do the bill sound that you did before. It's the same thing in the other technique. And, or Tan Sao Pak Sao. And then do that, okay? So try those. So if you do the lap sao here, you do a jut sao and pin.
Okay.
And if again, if you do the lap sao,
It's gone from there. So that hand there, just push it straight down.
just straight down like that.
Oh, I see. Yep.
And then you got him
Right. Yeah.
pin.
Okay.
Or you do the lap sao and you get hold of my elbow here and you step over there, you do the pull. So you do the bill sao and then you come back that way.
Okay.
So, sorry, this side. So you grab my elbow, you change the angle, step over there, then you come down on this one here, and then that one there.
Yeah. I see. In that same position where we're there,
Yeah,
you're just, if that was just a Tan Sao,
yes,
and that's just that other movement.
that's right. Instead of the bill, you just do the tan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So interchangeable, either either.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. So the one where you attack, the one where you with the pin, but instead of you doing a lap sao, I just pin.
Just jump.
Yeah. So if you do that to me, you come over and you just do the jut. You step back, do a bong sao.
Okay.
So release this foot, and then you've got a little angle on this elbow, and then you can counter attack back. So if you do the jut sao, yeah. So you step back, got to defend this one, not deflect that. Make sure the force is away from you. See that elbow, and then you're back onto the blind side. Counter for the counter, yeah. And you know it goes on and on. So for the jut sao attack, if I bring this one over a little bit and I do the jut sao here, and if you do that to me, John, so you bring your fuk sao over and then you arms crossed and do the punch. So if you step back back and to the side, do a bong, then you've got a little edge on this one, and then you can do a lap sao. So juts out, and you step back, you deflect the force on this one, you see the elbow here, and then you move to the blind side. Do it slow, do it slowly.
You're coming on top. I'm stepping back.
That's it. Keep the bong. You had a bong sound there. Yeah. Bong sound, woo. So you're just covering with that. Then you can step up. Use this one to go over to that one.
You want to come on top. I've lost it. Yeah.
So that.
I've got to come this way.
Yeah.
I've got to step back that way. Don't I?
Yeah. So you.
Step back with this.
That's it. So what happens is he's going to pull your arm down. So you bring your wu sao back. You know that when you do the silam tao form, although you're coming back this way, it actually goes out this way. So when he pins your arm this way, you bring your wu sao back to deflect the punch, and then you go for a lap sao.
Right. So he's going to throw a punch.
That's it. Now go back to the chi sao. Go back to the roll rotation and do it slowly. So he does a jut sao. So that's it. Then from there you just you ignore that. You've deflected it. That one's gone. That's it. Yeah. That's it. And now you move your body and you get to the blind side. Yeah.
Do something with this arm.
No. You're already deflecting. So when he does that move, you see what happens.
Lengthening out.
It puts pressure on your shoulder as he does the jut sao.
Yeah.
So to release the pressure on your shoulder, you step here. So your body's not in there anymore. Now you're deflecting his force.
Right. Yeah.
But then he does the punch, so you deflect that.
Yeah.
So you're not under any pressure.
Yeah.
Then you move to the blind side, and you're back on the blind side again. Yeah. And his force is deflected. Yeah. That's it. Yep. That's it. That's it. And then go for his elbow. Yeah, yeah. That's it. That's it. That's it. Then you can do a bong. You can pin back.
Where my head's spinning. Right, let's work on that. When we're doing this, should we be pushing forward or just feeding what they're doing?
You want to have enough forward energy to be able to interpret what he's doing. So if you just want a little bit of forward energy to tell what he's doing. So you're checking his energy with your energy. If you've got a lot of forward pressure, then you're starting to give him an idea where your directions are going, and he can fold and everything else. So you do sufficient enough to be able to read what he's doing. That's it. That's it. That's it.
You do that so seamlessly. You just kind of switch hand and like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Wait, what?
Yeah, that's just time.
Hang on.
Yeah, you've got a double tan and a double, or a double fuxao. But it's the same. You treat it as the same. You're still going to move to this side.
Yeah.
Find an elbow, trap the elbow. You know. So once you get used to that formula, you know, change the angle a little bit. Watch the elbow. Watch for the arms crossed openings. You know.
Right, is that the, I'm trying to remember the name of it. Is it like the BOEC?
BOEC, that's
Yeah.
right. So you assess where his weight is, you assess his balance.
Yeah.
His central, if he's got too much weight on his front foot,
Yeah.
he can't move forward. Not without recovering, he has to recover his weight. If he's got too much weight on his back foot, he can't move backwards without recovering. So by placing your center of gravity in the middle of your body, if you want to move to the right, you pick up the right foot. If you want to move to the left, you pick up the left foot. Backwards, either foot, forwards, either foot.
Mark's always saying if you can't take the man, then take his balance.
Yeah, completely. I mean, always go for the balance, because the other person doesn't realize when his balance is compromised.
Right.
He just finds that he's got a problem. Right. So if you can get to an angle and you can attack his balance, he will think that maybe he wasn't strong enough, or maybe he wasn't fast enough or anything, but he won't realize that it was because his balance was compromised and his weight was pinned. So you don't have to be faster than that person. You just have to put yourself in the right position at the right time and attack his structure. Then you can apply your techniques and be in a safe position. And he then has to get his balance back before he can coordinate, before he can to attack or defend properly.
Because you can't really throw a punch from there.
That's right, exactly. If you're here, your defense is no good, your attack is not very good. That's right. So you've got to recover first. Then you can be offensive. And you'll find that, the more you're doing the Silam Tau form, you're training your balance. The more you're training your coordination. It's why we don't punch with the hip and with the body together. Because when you transfer that weight, you have to recover before you can do the next movement. So your coordination's effective. It's fine if you hit, so if you took the person off balance and then you threw in some hefty shots, absolutely fine. But if he's moving around and you commit to a blow and you miss, now there's weaknesses and you can be attacked, because you've got to recover from that before you can throw another blow. So you sort of maintain a sort of happy medium where you can interrupt your movement, get to the blind side. We do the same thing again. So if you go to do the lap sao, so from here we can do a quan sao. So you do a tan and a bong, and then from here you can pin. So he does the lap sao. So you can do a quan. Or you can do a quan the other way. So you do a lap sao, and then from this side you can come out this way and do a quan. So you can go either side. So the first one is like the tan pack. You use a low bong, and then because his arms are crossed, you can then pin that way. Or as he goes to go underneath this way, your arm comes with him here, and then you push the two arms crossed the other side, and then you see this one here. I mean, you can do a double palm, or then you can come back and you can get on the elbow. So as his arm comes across, you step out that way. On the blind side again. Whenever you rotate your arm, you deflect the force. So whenever you do a tan and you rotate, you have a deflection. Whenever you extend the arm, you have a deflection. But just that by itself is not quite enough. You need that side step to give you the angle. That angle gives you the elbow and the arms crossed and the openings. So you put the two together. So you rotate your arm, change the angle, watch the elbow, and then counter attack. Okay, let's try that. In the air, when the person does the lap to your elbow here, so you want to go to the upper gate with the tan. So you go high with that tan.
So I've got to drive it.
Yeah. And push from the elbow. Yeah. That's it. That's much better. Yeah, that's it.
And then I can.
Then you can do that. That's it. That's better. And even a little bit more of a side step. So if you did a lapse out to me there, so you do that, you feel the pressure of that. Then because I'm still a little bit square with you, I want to just move back in this position. Because I'm a little bit square with you, I want to go over that way because I want to be here. Rather than trying to go, I can go in straight, but I don't want to fight your force.
Yeah.
So I want to.
Yeah, just in case.
That's right. Yeah. So if I move here, that's it, and then go over that way.
Right.
That's it. Pull me over there. That's it.
Right. Okay.
See, then my force is.
So.
That's it. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
That's it. That's it.
Sorry.
That's all right. Don't worry.
And then.
That's it. Try for the elbow, not the wrist.
Right. Okay.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with the wrist, but if you go for the wrist, I can.
Right. Okay.
I can miss
resist the force.
I can, because there's a lot more looseness in my arm.
Right. Okay.
But if the leverage from here to here, you've got a better fulcrum.
Right.
So you take my whole body weight and force me to pin my weight. Yeah, you see that? I can't. I actually have to do a proper technique to resist that. That's it. That's much better. So Kwan, that's it. That's it. And towards me. That's it. That's it. You see, yeah. Then grab that. That's it. And even more to the side.
Yeah.
To the Kwan. That's it. Actually, the Kwan not so much, but the lapsa. The let me see. So if you do a lapse out to me, so you come under there. So Kwan here to push this all out that way.
Yeah.
And then when I do the lapse out here,
Now you've gone back out again, haven't you?
so that all of that is away from me. I've got two arms. I've got my leg, and your weight's pinned, and your arms are over there. So just on that lapse out. So if I go here, you do that Kwan. That's it. And then you do the lapse out side step. That's it. And then pull this. Yeah.
That's more effective, isn't it? Yeah, it's the going. Am I saying about my elbows? So what am I doing wrong with my elbows, Secret? Have I got to... Because that's the movement.
Yeah. You want to relax the shoulder.
Right.
So when you do Silam Tao form,
Yeah.
you want your shoulder to relax, and you just want your elbow. You just want your arms to move without the shoulder. You don't want the shoulder to roll. So you have to relax the trapezius. You have to. Yeah. You have to let these ones go. Yeah. But the more you're training the Silam Tao form, the more you're relaxing those muscles, just so that you're concentrating on using the elbow all the time. And then you'll find that becomes easier. But just practice in the air. So if you're at home or whatever, put the tan sao up, put the fuk sao up, and then just practice those two movements. with your shoulders relaxed. The mirror's not a great way to practice, but to start with, just to see your form, just to see that your shoulder is, yeah, exactly.
Okay. And your footwork is...
And you're in that neutral stance, that's right. Yeah.
And you tuck your knees in just a little.
Pull the knees in a little bit, that's right. Pull the coccyx in so that the back is nice and straight. And then you can coordinate the two arms together. Yeah, that's better, yeah. That's it. So, and anything that's not in the Silam Tao form, then something is going a little bit wrong. So then you have to look and find out what the issues are. That's better. So if I go over here, you do a rotate into a tan and a low bong. That's it. And then a lapse out. That's it. Those lapse outs we were doing from the Fuk Sao to here. Now we'll do the one from the Tan Sao, so you come around and do the lapse out here, and then, you know, he's got my elbow and he's on the blind side. As he comes around to do that lapse out, he brings my Fuk Sao around a little bit. So before he gets the lapse out on my elbow, I just turn my Fuk Sao into a lapse out and bring his arm down because his arm's crossed. So again, watching with your eye, you see him come around there, and then you just, before he can get that lapse out, you lapse out him first. Cross his arms up. Oops. It's good you're accommodating because I mucked that up. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. So you can pin. You can pin him, yeah. So as he comes around to do that lapse out, your Fuk Sao travels with him, and then you see this arm here, and you grab this one before he can do that lapse out. Now, there are a few problems that might occur if he grabs this, and if he gets hold of it and he holds onto it before you can do your move, you get stuck. So you just pull this one out, and then you go back in. But we'll face that element as we come to it. What was the other one? Come around here. Oh yeah, yes, be your defense, how you get out of it, which is just a bong. You could, yeah, it's a bong, yeah. So if I pull this one down, you step back, that's it, and you do a bong, and then you can come back in, yeah. Okay, we'll revive that in a minute. Just for now, just so that we don't get too confused, he's going for this lapse out, and when you see that arms crossed, you pin his arms and counter back. All right, try that.
I've lost it now. Sorry.
It's all right, go slow.
So if I put it on, you're going to try and grab me.
So his Fuk Sao has to follow it, right? So if we're here, so you're going to do the lapse out. So as you go to do the lapse out, I'm staying with you. See, I've come underneath this part of the arm. So then
now you reach across and take me down.
Yeah. Right. Now if you go here, my Fuk Sao is still over here. You've missed the opportunity to go there because I'm stuck over here. In which case this elbow is exposed. So you pax out that elbow. But if he goes here and then you've gone with him, then you can do that. If you lost him, if he goes to the elbow and you lost him, then you go for his elbow. Yeah. Try that. Sorry, I've added another move. This is. So for you, yeah. So for you to get out. So as I go to do this, and then you do the thing. So he pins, and then he goes to throw the punch. You step back and do a bong sound, and then come back. So I go to do a lap sound. He pins. I get the wu sao out, and I step back and do a bong sound, and then come back. So I go across to here, then you do the grab and bring it down, and then you do the punch. So you step out and do the bong sound, and then you're back on the arm. So I'm coming around here, you do the grab, and then you go bong sound. So the arm he grabs, the arm you feel him coming down on with the grab, there, that becomes the bong sound. You bring your other arm, the one you were going to do the lap sound with, that you started with, you bring that one back, and then you use that as your defence, and then you're back here. Yeah, yeah. Try that. I'll be here.
So that comes out.
That's it. So when I go here, you're staying underneath. That's it. And when you do that pin, when he does that that pin in the middle, then you release and you step out here. Yeah. Then you can step back. Yeah. That's right. That's it. So, and then you grab it. No, don't take your hand off. Yeah. You follow him around. That's it. Grab. That's it. Yeah.
Oh, you got there in the end.
Yeah. And then you would punch. That's it. Yeah.
Stick to that side.
I thought you were going to.
So that was dealing with the lap sao. Let's deal with a pak sao. So if the pak sao from the fuk sao, you want to do the same thing. You do a pak sao here to the face. You want to do the same thing. Go to the blind side. Control the elbow. So you're watching your bong sao. Bring the bong sao over so this one is exposed a little bit here, and then you can do a pak sao. Side step, and then you've got the elbow here. And then the counter, if you do a pak sao, if he does a pak sao here, you let your arm go with it, you could do a chun sao to the outside. So you can do a chun sao and then get on the outside that way. So the first move is a pak sao. So, and the same thing with the pak sao as you did with the lap sao. The first thing is, as he does the pak sao, you do a jut sao. So that's the easy one that you've already done. You see the arms crossed, and you just do the jut sao. If he comes across and does the pak sao, and you miss the jut sao, you can do a chun sao, and then pick up the elbow from there. So that's the first one. That's the first move that you do, and then he interrupts that. If I go to do that, you just do a jut sao. And then if I do the pak sao and I bring your arm across, if I move his arm across as I do the pak sao, he does a chun sao, lap sao. Okay, so try those.
It's not quite the same.
So that's the distraction. The pak sao to the face is the palm to the face is the distraction, because again you want to be on the elbow, you want to do the lap sao, you want to control the balance. Yeah, you do the pak sao, so you can chun sao and then lap sao. And then if I do the pak sao, if I as I do the pak sao, this arm comes across, you chun sao. That's it, and then lap sao. That's it. That's your defense. That's it. Yeah. And then if you do the pak sao to me, so do the same thing. You want to be.
Yeah.
You want to.
Right.
It's not that. It's,
So I'm coming through.
yeah, it's not that I want to go here and then come into you.
No.
It's that as that comes across, I want to come here and I want you to go down that.
want me to go
I
down.
want to break your structure, break the balance.
Yeah.
So when I come in to do this, chun sao, and then here and over there. That's it. That's it. All that, yeah. That's fine. The first one is a good one. That's it.
And just keep you going
That's right.
that way.
Yeah.
When you do the pak sao and you step in, I'm only stepping across in a neutral stance, aren't I?
Side neutral.
So I'm stepping
Yeah.
Side neutral?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right, okay. I thought I was going into just a normal front neutral stance.
No, no. If you did
Sorry.
if you do the pack sound, and here, then you just side step, side neutral.
Right,
Yeah, yeah. And then if you do the pack sound, I won't block it, but you do the pack, and then you go this way. But with the lap sound.
Okay.
You see, if you do this, you turn the person, but you don't really affect them.
I'm not affecting them.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, so come through, arm strike, and then
Lap sound.
lap sound. So I'm lapping you that way.
Same way.
Same way again.
Yeah. That's it.
So I'm actually coming to here.
That's it.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So this one is the palm to the face.
Yeah.
Deflect this one, but
Yeah.
this is the position
That's
that
what
you
you
want to
really
be
want.
in. Yeah, you want
Yeah.
to be on that blind side.
Right, yeah. So it's not actually all about that. It's about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From here, so from the bong sao, as you rotate from the bong sao down to the tan sao, you bring your tan sao underneath, and you do a double pack. As you do the double pack, you step out from the side, and you do a front kick. So you do a kick, then you come around to, guess what, the elbow, right, to the elbow, and then you're back on the blind side. So in fact, you can take a little step before you do that. So you do the two at the same time. You rotate this one down, you take a little step to the side, you push him so that you attack his balance, so he can't immediately do something, and then you do the kick. Doesn't matter if he blocks you with that hand, because it's the elbow that you want, and then you come back down here, and then you're on the blind side again. So you push that one, and then let's do the other side. And then the defense. So you rotate from the ball, you do a gum sao, and then you can get back on the elbow. So again, it's a gum sao. Yeah. So you push. If you can push his leg over that way, then it gives you more of a chance on the elbow. Then you can do that. If you can't, it doesn't matter. But if you can attack his balance, push his leg over there, then you have this little edge on the elbow. Okay. Try that. So from the bong, when you rotate, you go under. So you push, kick, and then a lap sao. So bong,
Coming from the foot, pushing.
push, kick, and then lap sao. Right. So for you, when your bong sao drops to a tan, then you come underneath here, push the two arms, and then kick with that leg, and then this one comes around here. That's it. So the leading arm helps to push that leg back. So as that leg goes back, there, and you kick. Doesn't matter if it blocks with the rear one, because it's the elbow. It's the elbow that you want. Great, thank you, fellas. That's good. Nice one. Cheers. Thank you.